We're already there, man. I can feel it. We are. You're going to verify it, but we're there. I think we are. Don't you think?
We are.
Yes.
Verified.
We are here. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the action-packed, what is it, Thursday evening here on Myth Brigade. We're doing a mid-season confessional, and I've been able to connect with James and Eric, or Corbin, and Grimwald. And what we're doing is kind of like the Real World from MTV, where they're in that fucking closet, except we're there together, and I'm asking you
6 feet apart.
Yeah, 6 feet apart. It's probably 6 feet. So the idea is to get an impression here in the middle of this campaign as to what the character's thinking, how the character's grown, what's kind of going on, if you're having fun. Why in the world do you think, or what in the world do you think Corbin's going to become? That's an open question as well.
Oh, yeah.
So, you ready to do this, man?
I'm ready. Let's get into it.
Yeah. So John plays, of course, Geschwind, and we were informed, by the way, by one of our followers that we pronounced that incorrectly.
Interesting.
Who knew? We're from Florida, so we pronounce most things incorrectly. That's fine.
Accurate.
And you're from what, Michigan or something originally, right?
Near Chicago. Oh, okay, so Chicago. Even worse. Yeah. Illinois, Wisconsin. So I have that type of accent. And as my Italian teacher in college said, I sound too American. Oh. And I said, I don't know how to help that.
Stop being American.
Yep.
All right, good. So let's kick this off. So I'm kind of going character for character, and what I'm trying to sort out, right, is to give our viewers an understanding of what you're going through. So Geschwind, he started this campaign as a messenger, and Unter Wagner, basically, he's under his employ, and he was hired to kind of carry this message to Ubersreich as well. So it all kind of worked out. So how have things changed for Geschwind?
Well, I mean, combat for sure is a new thing to me. I mean, I really kind of cut my teeth on the roads as just being a runner, being able to find people, having that social aspect, never really avoiding fights at all cost. And now with this group of heroes, if you will, whatever we want to call ourselves, basically having to fight a lot, even to the point where I ran in to try to save I thought a woman we could save.
We'll see.
Trying to hit puslings. Yeah.
What was that quote? I think it was like, say it.
Corbin, shovel.
Oh, and the shovel flew through the air. My other favorite of your quotes was something about man scampering. If you go back, there was
that sounds right.
Yeah, there was a visual where you were trying man scampered past.
Yep.
So he's obviously had a career as a messenger. He's got some cargo that he may not yet understand. What's he been doing with that? Because we haven't really developed that part. So does he have honestly, it in the prison pocket? Where is it?
That is just in my bag, and not something that's really even been a second thought at this point. Probably, unfortunately, for Geschwind, or however you pronounce it, because at this point, Geschwind is always one-track mind. Take package to A, take it to B. Maybe there's a C in there somewhere, but that's about it. This is now, I'm stuck with Unter, unfortunately. I'm with a compatriot of fellows that I don't necessarily always agree with, and I'm basically trying to survive for my life. So the kind of delivery is, for once in my life, out of my mind.
Are you developing, though, when you say that you don't always agree with them, are you developing kind of like a camaraderie with them? Do you feel like they're sort of like a band of brothers kind of thing, or are you just hoping to get the fuck out of this? Like, what's your take on that?
It's more band of brothery than I would have imagined from the beginning, but at the same time, I think I'm a little more seasoned, which seems odd because I believe Grimwald, if I'm not mistaken, is probably the oldest of us.
No, Greg, you're thinking Bartleby.
Oh, Bartleby.
Grimwald's like
he's fresh.
Years old.
He's young and fresh. Yeah. Bartleby is the old dockhand. So I'm thinking they're maybe a little wet behind the ears because I'm trying to be careful, like seeing somebody stumbling through the forest of, okay, this is an easy opportunity to hide behind a rock, not call out to them and then engage with a zombie type creature.
I gotta say, the best cinematic piece for me, though, so far in this campaign has been that shovel, and I just picturing you're running in with a shovel in your hand, these little things feeding on this woman. We'll see how that pans out next time. But and the other one was you stabbed one right in the mouth at one point, like you rolled, it was just like bleh, and then flung it. Wasn't that? I think that was you.
Geschwind has definitely surprised himself more on kind of that just instinct coming out to defend these people that until recently has meant nothing to him. So really there is that band of brotherly type, even if he's not fully realizing that at the moment.
What do you think? So as a player, right? So as we conclude this, there's a couple ways this could go. I mean, several, most of which you all die, and there's that one slight chance that you make it out.
Seems the most likely.
But like, if you make it out and you deliver this sort of package, whatever that is, like in your head, how does that play out for Geschwind? Does he get a PTSD? Is he haunted by this experience? Like, how bad is this for him?
That's a great question. If Unter survives, it will never be work for him again, if he can help it. So that's for sure. But honestly, I think this might be always moving to the next thing, using this situation to my Geschwind's advantage, of how he can use this in either making better deals, making a name for himself, really becoming that next level. Knows not as smart as a knight, not as strong as a knight or as smart as an apothecary, but I've got a place in this world and he can make his own living at it. So.
And hopefully it's not under a dome with a whole bunch of abominations from the realms of chaos, right?
Yes. Yeah. Preferably a nice, quaint village with a delivery here and there would be nice at this point.
And maybe like, a girl, like that doesn't turn into a monster. And especially
no pus, in general.
No pus, and hopefully Grimwald's not around because we know he takes all the ladies. It's funny, James, for whatever reason, just his characters, I always pick on him, and so we're playing a Call of Cthulhu campaign, and like Walt, his character is just batshit crazy at this point, PTSD galore, and still all the ladies just flirt with him, and it's funny.
No matter what.
How have you developed Geschwind? So what have you done skill-wise, profession-wise? Like what are you doing there?
I've actually kind of started to develop it more towards that combat role. So maybe potentially, not, again, to the point of Geschwind not really realizing it, maybe getting more towards that tracker type finding people role. It's something he's always been good at. Perhaps that evolves into a bounty hunter type situation eventually, if he becomes a little more adept and gets maybe a better shovel in the future. So
I could see
silver shovel.
Yeah, exactly. That would be so amazing. I could see too, like as this plays out, there's probably at some level a desire, or maybe it's kind of chapter 2 of the campaign as we understand like what it was all about, that package and why you're in a hurry, all those things.
Right.
Like I could see it all culminating around that like I'm gonna track down who's ever responsible for this nonsense.
Especially as he develops more and more confidence, he's going to be more prone to come after whoever put him through this terrible experience or whatever put it through him.
For sure. Yeah, for sure. And that's just it. I think we're probably not far from the answers to that question. Assuming you make it.
Yeah, survive and all that.
What are your thoughts in general? So I know you're a big D&D player. You and I come from similar backgrounds in that sense. Yeah. Obviously, the system, we're getting used to it. We're getting better at it. And we're starting to get nicer comments. By the way, ladies and gentlemen, if you're watching.
Oh, good.
Nice comment time. Nice comment. Yeah, right there.
Subscribe.
Right there. Put it.
Right there.
But so what are your thoughts in general on the system? Like, is it unwieldy? Are you getting the hang of it?
I'm really liking it. I like the fact that it's a little... I'm sure the comments don't necessarily like it, but a little unbridled by as many rules and things like that. So it's a little more open for RP and things like that.
Yeah.
Traditionally, I started playing in sophomore year or freshman year of college, so 14 years ago, whatever it was.
6 months ago?
Yeah, about that. And started playing, let's see, it was 3.5, and then we did Pathfinder. We never really did 4, and then we've done 5e. And that group is very... min-maxy, combat focused, stuff like that. Although I will give them credit, they've grown a lot in the RP realm over the years.
More props to CJ and the team.
Hobo-y.
Yep.
So we're actually playing a campaign right now that is way out of my wheel set because they're all rappers and I know nothing about rap. So my character is Jack of House Black.
Yeah, rappers like so are you playing in Forgotten Realms, or is this modern day? Like, what's going on?
It's 5e. It's a weird mix. Somebody else is DMing and they're doing a fantastic job first time DMing, but it's like a medieval but real life.
So they're they're like rapper bards kind of thing.
Well, Childish Gambino is a mage, and they're finding who killed Puff Daddy. I don't know. I can't even keep the rappers straight. That's my problem. I don't know enough about it. And they're all so into it. I'm like, I'm gonna be the just guy that knows nothing, and that's my character.
Yeah. So what I love, it's funny. I was mailing out Myth Brigade merch, and by the way, if you guys are active in the community and the comments and all that sort of stuff, we do send out random shit to people. But we've sent out stuff to Poland, to Germany, and to Scotland. And yeah, you get some stickers.
Oh, it doesn't focus.
Yeah, it doesn't at all. You could get a weird white thing.
Yeah, weird strip.
But it's just amazing to me how participatory some people are, and how they're kind of grasping the characters, which is why I wanted to do this, right, and kind of talk about how they're evolving. And so you were talking about kind of coming back to the sort of you were going toward the path of being more of a tracker. And do you feel like it's more necessity, right? So he was on the road as a messenger quite a lot. Was he? Did he get in brawls and that kind of thing?
No, I was really trying to avoid them at all cost. A good runner, a good stamina for distance, actually kind of like myself, and really just being able to talk your way out of situations is a huge skill set that Geschwind's picked up over the years. He was never, like I said, the strongest or smartest kid. He never got any accolades or anything like that. He was just always kind of right time, right place, and knew when to get himself out of trouble as needed.
Yes, that and I like that about him, but I also like the fact that just the level of necessity. So you had you found some weapons, right? You found some hand axes and rapiers and other things. You didn't necessarily scoop one of those up. You were happy to grab a shovel and just charge in and stuff. You know, but that to me is the visceral beginning of this campaign, because I hope this goes on for years. I've got a couple chapters planned out at this point, but the idea was put you in a place that you could not possibly prosper. Don't give you weapons and equipment and armor, and just let you figure it the hell out against the worst of odds. And I think we've achieved that. What do you think of the overall experience so far? Like the plot, the situation, like is it awful? Does it make you nauseous? Do it give you nightmares? Anything cool like that?
Nauseous in a good way, though, I think. So, I mean, I'm not sure. I think it was a first session where it was the plants eating one of our companions that was along the trail, who probably just went out to take a leak. And then us battling it with not much more than sticks, and I believe there was a cauldron involved and a lantern involved.
Yep.
Yeah, so it was, we're being tested to the limits and thrown in, and it's one of those survival of the fittest situations. So if we come out of it, I mean, we should all have quite a bit more confidence and skills, hopefully, at the ready.
Yeah, but what's funny is I've been thinking about this a lot, right? Because the and there's gonna and I don't want to put any spoilers out there, but you're headed to Ubersreich. It's a big city. There's a lot of sort of metropolitan stuff. It's a whole different vibe, right? Because right now you're kind of stuck in this sort of wilderness setting. But I just think to myself, like, okay, I'm that guy that's been, first of all, I've never said puss this many times in like ever. But you go through this whole situation, you survive it, and then you enter a city. And you're like, oh, wait, there's a store. There's a bar that's not,
it's gonna be like PTSD coming out of like, what do you mean there's not vines that are gonna shoot out and try to eat me right now?
And that's my hope.
Villagers hopefully aren't trying to kill us.
Yes, that's my hope, is to fuck you guys up enough that you're ruined forever, and that the next chapter, the next bit of this then takes a different turn based on a lot of that. What do you think of the people in Feldwig? What's going on there? Like, what's your assessment?
Honestly, I'm not sure. It seems to be a curse of sorts, but at the same time, I'm not sure why, if the dome is related in any way, or if it's just terrible happenstance that we are kind of situated with that, or what, even still, what spawned that is that the package I'm carrying is that Unter is cursed, and that's what it is. I don't know what to make of it yet.
You know what I love is poor Unter. At the end of the day, he might actually be a good guy. We don't know. He's just gross.
Nah.
You know, he's just kind of hungry all the time. But yeah, so some background in the Warhammer lore. The sort of there's mutations and things that come from chaos. So you would definitely recognize that as a curse. And exactly what I hoped is like, where did it come from? Probably not from anything to do with you guys, because it's clear that generations of this place have suffered.
Right.
But what's here that's so bad that it might corrupt the surrounds and that might necessitate this dome, you know?
Right. It's more of a
also, and I do it in every one of these streams because we don't normally talk about plot. Stephen King, thank you. Yes, I'm ripping off your fucking dome. The next person that sends me an email, I've got like 4 emails. It's like blah blah blah. Stephen King. I'm like, I know.
You should really write books. This is a great idea.
Yes, exactly. So let's talk about your comrades, and we're kind of coming toward the end here, so I want to keep it tight. But like, give me your assessment on how Corbin has changed.
So
he's still short.
Yeah, I was gonna say I think the telling sign was the last combat with the Pustlings. I mean, he was by himself. He was fighting and maintaining by himself. Where, I mean, in the first several battles, it seemed very much I'm not going to participate unless I really need to participate. And now it's maybe not necessarily willing participation, but it's to that point of that confidence and growing skill set. It's like, okay, I need to do this. I have to do this.
Yes.
And
yes.
I can't rely on other people to do it for me.
So it's funny when I talked to Eric about him in particular, the obvious path for the halfling is go be a rogue. And he acknowledged that. He's like, yeah, you know, at first I kind of thought that, but he's like, you know, no, I mean, I'm having to fight for my life. I might become a little scrapper. And I'm like, let's make you into a fucking, I don't even know what that was. That's a reminder. Sorry guys for the deafening sound. It was a reminder that Jim's coming up next. But yeah, that's he's going to end up being like a halfling barbarian and just, you know, slaying everything.
That's amazing.
It's like, how about let's talk about Bartleby. Speaking of Jim, what are your thoughts on Mr. Bartleby? It's like Dad.
Really, I would say, yeah, Grumald and Bartleby I have really come to appreciate as they know what's going on. They know the seriousness. I think, are in the thick of it. And I feel like, yeah, so kind of the dad of the group and almost the son of the group is kind of juxtaposition there.
Yeah.
But also leading the group in a heavy way, the more reasoned, methodical approach. I'm probably a little too gun shy of like, okay, I'm just trying to avoid as many fights as I can. I still want to like get to the end and hopefully save ourselves, but like I'm not going to jump into situations.
Yeah.
They're the more balanced. And then I feel like Oswald is the more gung-ho hero adventurer.
Yeah.
And now we've seen where that's gotten him.
Well, but you know, so what's wrong with Oswald? Let's talk about that real quick. What do you think is wrong with Oswald? What happened? What is he carrying with him? Do you know what's going on there? Do you have a sense?
My guess is it's an infection or a parasite of some sort. I mean, I had the vision of in the mirror of it in my eyes and bashing my head into getting my head bashed into the mirror.
Yeah.
So I'm probably more I'm always gun shy, but even more gun shy now that I'm seeing this infection take place while I'm awake, right in front of my eyes.
Yeah.
So I'm probably not going to sleep well at night as far as maybe trusting what's happening.
You know what I love too? I got to be honest. I love Rivers and the way he's approaching this hopelessness because, you know, he's just fuck it. I'm going to go in because I'm going to die anyway. This fatalistic thing and this last charge in where he recognized I'm gonna talk to him this weekend, so I'll save any commentary there. But yeah, I agree with you there. That's and I'm anxious because he's an engineer, right? He carries the big book and the weird tools and shit, and he's fixing doors and wagon wheels and God only knows what else. But like, you know what I like too is in combat, the first thing he thinks of is the thing that no one else would think of. Is like, you know what? I'm not going to run in there. I'm going to throw fire at them, and you're in there running in with a shovel. I'm going to boom. Flame. Yep. That's awesome. Very cool. So you're having fun. You're gonna continue to do this shit?
Definitely. Loving it.
Nice. Awesome. Yeah, so awesome. I'm gonna call it a time because we said 20 minutes. I'm trying to be respectful of Jim. We're all in quarantine. I'm gonna take this finger and I'm gonna aim it right this way, and I'm just gonna go like this.